So, it is by now very apparent that everything in creation is something that was created, for that is the nature of the simulator. It is presented as a very malleable block of clay. We extract material from this block and mould it into whatever we want. Then back goes the material, and we mould something new. As what we choose to create changes, so does our little spot in creation. We mould and remould our experience, based on our fluctuating choices of what we decide to create. Of course, most people will be rather unambitious with their creations. Everyone is severely indoctrinated, very one-dimensional, not especially imagination-orientated, very habitual, very routine in their behaviours, very rigid in their considerations, and will follow patterns of being that are comfortable and safe for the personal little self. For these people, their world never changes. Their creation remains the same, a reflection of their limitation. Those inclined to be the risk-takers, however, embracing this far more courageous quality, are those always trying something new, stretching the boundaries and pressing beyond their comfort zone. They are the life explorers, those always striving to be and see more, even if they don't understand or recognise the nature of the simulator, or their real intent to recognise the ears. So, for most, despite having risk-taking qualities or not, they are rather unconscious to the process. Things are changing or remaining constant, and bewilderment as to why each is so is commonplace. Although, for those always stretching, exercising their creative and imaginative juices, they will begin to cotton on to the malleable nature of the spot they seem to be in. They will grasp the concept more so of karma, everything equaling itself, and what you put out, you get. It will become very transparent how attitudes and thoughts play a role, positive thinking, etc., such phrases as energy going where attention is flowing, etc. Natural risk-takers will see these patterns in their lives and begin to play with creation, as that is what it is, designed for experimentation. And the more people do experiment and investigate where they are, the more they grasp the principles that govern the simulator. With a real knowledge and education provided by the real universal guides, we will quickly discover the reality of the simulator, its purpose, and how it operates. For yes, everything that it is based on ideas. These ideas are put forth, through thoughts, emotions, desires, wants, goals, and at first, until we become more aware, generally personal self-needs. So all of the 5 vehicles, the 5 levels, and all the attributes of each body vehicle are designed as idea formulators, and the combination of all of these working in unison creates the ongoing experience for each individual. The ideas become cause and effect time phases that lead us to whatever it is that is aligned with the initial idea. Actualization of a desire, a want, or a goal is dependent upon the focus. If the focus wavers, so does the potentiality of the idea being half-heartedly focused on. The physical level is very dense, the densest layer, and so things move very slowly, and so goals are less readily achieved in light of this. People will relinquish the original, the initial idea, and latch onto something else, and so many focused goals never reach fruition. The only thing generally constant in most people's lives is usually the very mundane nature of them, as the perpetuation of what they have always been becomes far easier than breaking the rigidity of their relatively constant experience by considering and reaching for something else. Routines can become so habitual as to plague individuals for maybe thousands, if not more, lifetimes. These ideas can become very ingrained and emotionally attached with, and so serve to restrict an individual, limit the range and scope of their experience, and ensure a tap line that keeps them incarnating into future lifetimes. It is important to recognize routines and habits, and dissolve and fragment them where it makes sense to do so, if they are not serving any purpose or benefit awareness-wise for oneself or others. This again is the risk-taking position, striving always to improve one's position in life, to try that which the personal self has never experienced before, and expand ever more so back into the all-is, fragmenting and removing old outdated ideas, old tap lines, old routines of agreed-to ideas and emotional attachments. For everything we have created in creation served a purpose for recognition of the is, but to stand real with it and be beyond the simulator, all that we have created must be released and discarded. Anything we cling to, any creation that we can't let go of, any idea that we embrace will prevent the culmination of this long journey, that of superseding creation. The higher in the life levels we go, the less dense they are, but things move by exactly the same process as the physical life level, the difference being the apparent speed by which our creations come to fruition. So, we would say things beyond the physical densest layer move by imagination and thought, and are instantaneous. Not all will recognize the nature of creation, even in these less dense life levels, and so their experience can be as rigid as it was on the physical, and in fact, without having the awareness and having taken the time to recognize the life levels, for these people, they will perceive very little in the life levels beyond. It will be like a hazy, indistinguishable dream, and they will become bored and float back for another physical level incarnation. It is not only our own ideas that shape our reality, but we must also deal with the ideas, and indeed the creations, therefore, of others. Everyone in the simulator will be constantly activating something, utilizing the 5 vehicles, and all their faculties to this end. The difference between the aware and the unconscious is how those who are aware and recognize the process become more so the conscious effects of their creations, realizing the process, acknowledging it, and in full understanding that if they utilize the vehicle and put forth ideas, cause and effect is the result. But at least with understanding and recognition of the process, we can better manage our creations. We can regulate our ideas, and not churn out endless thoughts, emotions, goals and desires, and think they inconsequential, whereas they are all in fact shaping our experience in the passing dream that is the simulator.